From the Samson Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
Tonight, right now, live at 5, two men go head-to-head over the big issues that we are facing as a state. The heated debate between Brian Rich and Dave Argel is our top story. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jasmine Brooks. News 13 has been telling you about the debate between Senator Dave Argel and local businessman Brian Rich. And today, both met right here in our SSP TV studios to talk about the big issues. A big contest this time around is that for Senator in the 29th District of Schuylkill, Carbon, Lehigh, Berks, Northampton, and Monroe counties. Right now, the position is held by Senator Dave Argel, but well-known businessman Brian Rich is challenging Argel in the primary for the Republican nod. Make sure to tune in tonight to the Sam Lassant Show premiering at 8 o'clock. Senator Argel and Rich will go head-to-head on major issues we face on a daily basis, the economy and jobs. This particular race has become a heated competition. This Sam Lassant Show should be one constituents in the 29th District tune in for to help make an educated decision on April 24th, when you head to the polls. News 13, Gary Perna sat in on the debate, and live at 5:30, we'll hear from Senator Argel and Rich and give you a little preview of what you can expect later tonight. Education is a building block for a better future, a key to escaping poverty, and a path that leads you to an all-around better life. And while you may already know just how important education is, it's also essential to know that early childhood education programs are key investments that launch our youth in the right direction. News 13 stopping by Luzerne Head Start in Wilkes-Barre Friday morning, where state representatives and law enforcement leaders who are a part of the statewide anti-crime organization known as Fight Crime, Invest in Kids, were discussing the value of early childhood education.
Today's event really highlights the wisdom of investing in early childhood education and the positive benefits to society and to our state budget as we save money in the long run. I've been working on this issue for 22 years now, and it's wonderful to hear other state reps begin to talk about an ounce of prevention being worth a pound of cure. This is the way to invest wisely and save money and to make our society better off in the long run as kids become more productive and socialize appropriately so that they don't end up in trouble or in prison.
We know from extensive research and from law enforcement experience that getting kids off to the right start at age 3 and 4 can help them to form social relationships, to learn to respect authority, to get along with others, these skills that carry them through to productive and law-abiding lives as adults.
It was a time to celebrate with children, and they did that with a little reading, and also to urge the General Assembly to restore proposed cuts to early learning programs in the final state budget. Members of Fight Crime, Invest in Kids said the 5% cut proposed the government for high-quality early childhood education is a short-term fix for savings, but the consequences brought from the cuts are long-term. Research shows that early education and Head Start programs ultimately cut crime and save taxpayer dollars, through less welfare and special education costs. Butler Township's new full-time police officer will officially start the job Wednesday evening. Brett Brown was sworn in at Thursday night's supervisors meeting. Brown was the highest scorer on the department's search for a full-time officer and was Butler Township's top choice for the job. Brown, who formerly worked as Sugarloaf's full-time police officer, makes up for the loss of former Chief Charlie Altmiller, who was replaced by then Sergeant Dave Pavelko, who is now the Chief of Butler Township. This hire should bring the department up to full status. Bob Minnick was recently hired in Sugarloaf and will most likely be Brown's replacement on that force. City police are now investigating the death of an elder Hazelton woman. 89-year-old Eleanor Marcinko died at the Lehigh Valley Hospital Wednesday, just one day after she was flown to the facility. On Tuesday, APTS requested police to come to the Hazelton General Hospital to investigate Marcinko's condition before she was flown. In an article published in the Standard Speaker this morning, Police Chief Frank DeAndrea said, "We are not saying it's a criminal investigation, but we are investigating what led to her death and the cause of her death." An autopsy was performed on Marcinko Thursday, and city police said their investigation is continuing pending the results of that autopsy. A Freeland woman will receive several citations after crashing her van into someone's home on Thursday. This is the scene after 51-year-old Rosa Sanchez crashed her van into this home along Walnut Street, causing its foundation to shift. Sanchez not only caused this damage, but knocked down a portion of a fence nearby. The house suffered no damage inside, but the porch needed to be stabilized, as you can see. As for Sanchez, she refused medical treatment and will be cited. Coming up on News 13, trout season begins statewide tomorrow, and anglers are being urged to take extra steps to prevent wildfires. And later, it's time to win some prizes. We'll head over to the United Way, where people were winning big. Stay with us. All right, up now on your screen are your winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck to you if you played. Your daily number 437, Big 4, 1621, Quinto 08669, Treasure Hunt 110, 13, 14, 20. Again, good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. A happy 10th birthday to Daniel DJ Mumau. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. And a happy 52nd birthday to William Mumau. This wish comes also from your family and friends. A happy birthday to John Starzik. This wish comes with love from Mom, Mary Jane, Amanda, Raymond, David, and your whole family. And a happy 5th birthday to Olivia Dudek. This wish comes with love from all of your family and friends. And that's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of these recently departed. Eileen P. Angela of West Hazelton. Memorial service will be held Saturday at 4:30 p.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 4 to 4:30 p.m. John J. Dallas of Tamaqua. A massive Christian burial will be held Saturday at 10 a.m. from the St. Jerome's Church. Bernard J. Fogarty of McAdoo. Arrangements are incomplete and will be announced by the Damiano Funeral Home. Alice T. Phillips, formerly of Hazelton. A massive Christian burial will be held Monday at 10 a.m. from the Holy Name of Jesus Parish, Transfiguration Church. And Teresa A. Novotnak of Allentown. A massive Christian burial will be held Saturday at 11:30 a.m. from the Our Lady of Help Catholic Church. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop on 15th Street in Hazelton. Free delivery to all local funeral homes. Call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for the second best when dining out. Discover Mia's new low-priced dinner menu for 2012. Remember, there's plenty of free gated parking in the Markle Building lot. Find us on the web at miasrestaurant.com or follow us on Facebook.
Attention sports fans, have we got a deal for you only at the new location of Treasure Hunt in West Hazelton on Clay Avenue. This week, check out the coolers, the small ones, possibly in your favorite team, only $6. Check out the duffel bags, they're only $8, and maybe your favorite team on wheels, just $10. Designer name brand clothes for the women, these shirts, just $5. Treasure Hunt has official school shirts for the little boys in sizes 6 to 20. The colors range from blue, yellow, and white, just $3. For the little girls, what about some headbands and some bracelets and gloves and other kinds of accessories? Only 50 cents. We certainly didn't forget about the girls in the junior department. All of the tank tops, just $3, including the newest shirts, Sex and the City. They come in white and also in pink. You got to stop in the new location here at Treasure Hunt. We moved. We're in West Hazleton off of 924 on Clay Avenue. See you next week.
Okay, on today's Health Check, we're going to talk about something that affects 20 to 30% of the population, and it is irritable bowel syndrome. I'm here today with Dr. Ed Polishinsky. We're at the offices of him and Dr. Yamula as well on 14th Street. You're part of the Health and Wellness Center as well, the Hazleton Alliance. Thank you so much for speaking with us today. First of all, would you like to explain to everyone what irritable bowel syndrome is, being it's the time of the year for it?
Irritable bowel syndrome is a very common problem that we see in gastroenterology, affecting 10 to 20% of the population, more so in women. Symptoms are bloating, cramps, and either diarrhea or constipation. Very disturbing at times and can be disabling to the point where people miss a lot of work because of it, and something we can treat.
Okay, so how easy is it to diagnose this? You just mentioned some symptoms, but
Yes.
Can it also be masked by other things?
Well, the symptoms are very common. Diarrhea, constipation, and bloating can be seen with a lot of diseases. And so the diagnosis of irritable bowel is by exclusion. We make sure that you don't have something more serious, like Crohn's disease or celiac disease where you're allergic to gluten. And so we would first go through a series of steps to confirm that there's not a more serious problem, and then proceed with treating irritable bowel.
And the treatments for irritable bowel would be what?
Well, there's, depending whether you have the diarrhea with it or the constipation, you would treat it differently. With the diarrhea, there is a strong evidence that treatment to stop spasm and the diarrhea itself is very effective, so we would use drugs like Imodium. Peppermint oil is very good for it. If that doesn't work, there's medical treatments, a drug called Amitiza. On the opposite side of its constipation, we find that antibiotics are very effective for treating it. Drugs like rifaximin 3 times a day would be beneficial. Increasing the fiber in your diet, using drugs like Miralax for constipation. So there's very good effective treatment for it, and you just need to see your physician, get it worked up, and start treatment.
Okay, so if anyone out there feels that you may have some of these symptoms, see your doctor. You can be referred to Dr. Polishinsky, or any of the other fine doctors in the area. And then because if left untreated, you could be uncomfortable, it could cause other problems. And just give them a call. It's something that's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to diagnose and treat. And that's this week's Health Check. I'm Deb Lissette from Dr. Polishinsky's office, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Debbie. The prizes were big, to say the least. A paid vacation to Myrtle Beach, a 2-year lease towards a brand new car, even a year's supply of famous Jimmy dogs. Not bad at all. News 13 stopping by the United Way of Greater Hazleton, where these prizes and so many more were up for grabs, all a part of the United Way's annual campaign. This year, the campaign raised nearly $650,000, which is actually a significant shortfall from the past 2 years. News 13 talked with United Way's President and CEO, Pat Ward, who remains optimistic.
We've applied for a $200,000 special grant, and our United Way is also becoming heavily involved in the Pennsylvania Educational Income Tax Credit Program. These 2 programs might help us dramatically between now and the end of our fiscal year, when we begin to allocate dollars to the agencies that we serve, the 26 agencies, during the next year.
Ward tells us because they are off nearly $1,000 from where they should be, they are calling on anyone who may have forgotten to donate to the United Way to do so. You can contact the United Way at 455-9515. A promising weekend is in our future. Let's take a look at tonight's creative condition. It's brought to you by Summer Litchok, a 5th grader at Arthur Street Elementary School. Summer says she loves picking flowers with her friends, so thank you so much to Summer for sharing your beautiful artwork with News 13. Now let's head outside and find out what we have in store for the next 24 hours. Hey, maybe you'll get lucky and get to pick some flowers too. Tonight we're going to see clear skies with a low of 36 degrees. Tomorrow mostly sunny with a high near 65. Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Just Windows. You can give them a call at 636-1133, and you can find them at First Street in Freeland. Also, Fagley's Oil Company, heating and oil and propane delivery in Tamaqua, hometown, and the greater Hazleton area and surrounding areas too. Pricing and ordering delivery is all available by phone or by visiting their website at fagleys.com. Your Live at 5:30 is on deck. Stay with us. We'll be right back.